All right, Oval fans, hope everyone is doing well. This is the review for Season 2, Episode 11, Empty Your Bag. Apparently, this was not the mid-season finale. I know that a few people over the past maybe couple of days or so have messaged me about it. Hey, Jeremy, I looked on Wikipedia, I looked on IMDb, I looked on this website, that website, and it said that there's going to be an episode 12 airing on May the 4th. And I'm like, okay. Because honestly, I didn't think too much of it. I didn't, think those people were wrong. It's just that I didn't want to do any kind of content until the actual episode came out. I was going to do a video on it yesterday, but then they dropped that haves and have not trailer. And I figured, obviously that trailer in my video on it is going to be bigger than any Oval content I can do, so I figured why not, and that investment actually turned out to be the right move since that video was almost at 8,000 hits. So yeah, this should have been a mid-season. This was a very, very strong episode. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. There were a couple of things that kind of just irked me. Obviously, one of the biggest ones being Nancy, and then another moment being Jean, but I will get to those moments as we get to them. And I have to say that I got about like 2.75, almost 3 pages of notes. A lot of stuff went down in this episode. I gotta admit, a lot of stuff went down. The cliffhanger ending definitely felt like it was ripped out of the If Loving You Was Wrong series finale, where what was it, when Eddie smothered what was his name? Larry with the pillow. But we'll get to that in due time. So before moving forward in the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button to show you like it. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out when I post content. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And yeah, what was it? Last night we hit 171,000 subscribers. So let's try to get to 200,000. So again, like, subscribe, bell icon, and links in the description. Okay, so we pick up where we left, and yes, I'm very well aware that there were quote-unquote some missing characters in the episode, like Priscilla, Kareem, Sharon, just to name a couple. Oh well. All right, so, and Lily. Okay, so Alan walks out of the office in rage. Hunter's like, who's that? Who's there? Ellie's like, no, don't worry about it. It's just some guy. It's okay. It's okay. So basically, Alan is pissed off. He goes back to his office. Jason's like, see, I told you. It's just, yeah, it's just crazy, man. Well, I mean, I can't believe my dad's just down there with the slut from the office. And he's like, whoa, don't call her a slut. She just caught up in all this. Wait, what do you mean? Do you know her? She's my girlfriend. Well, she's not a very good girlfriend. I just love the fact that Alan is like trying to remain semi-professional, defend his girlfriend, and just be oblivious at the same time. It's like, yeah, she just caught up in all the, this is the White House, she's probably not thinking straight. Nah, fam, she just ain't thinking about you. She's thinking straight, all right. So apparently Jason literally just goes into full, hey, I'm a creeper. I know exactly what my dad's been doing. Because Alan's like, wait, how do you know all this stuff? Yeah, this is like the 4th time they've been together. I've recorded. You want to hear? You want to see? Here you go. No, Jason, just no. It's like, hey, I know you're mad. You should try to kill him. Alan's like, I ain't trying to hear all this. Look, all this stuff you tell me right now could land me in jail. That's the president of the United States. That's your father. Look, people like us, we don't go to jail. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Jason, what are you talking about? I mean, you, on one hand, the only reason you aren't going to jail or you haven't been locked up or put into a mental asylum right now is because of the fact it will make your parents look bad. That's the only reason. But then again, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. There's a conversation I wanted to have on this, but nah, maybe I'll do a separate video, but nah, I don't know. Time will tell. But in any case, Alan's like, Jason, go to your room. It's like, I thought we were friends. Look, you don't want to make me mad. And I'm thinking, oh shit, is he going to be his first male murder victim? But Alan's like, look, Jason, I don't want to take it out on you, but you can understand I'm very upset right now. Please go upstairs to your room. Okay. Well, just thinking about it. Just think about it. Like, Jason, get your creepy ass out of here. Not everybody's a killer like you. Okay, so we go back to the Rakadushi. And yeah, this is pretty crazy. So I forgot to look up the guy's name, but the guy who was standing beside Daikon, he's actually a ruthless character. He's been in a handful of episodes, but basically he's taunting Barry to open the bag. And here's the thing though. He opens the bag, but I could not tell what was in it because obviously it was a nighttime scene, and I watched the scene in slow motion. I watched it like 5 times. It was the lighting, so I could not tell if that was a dismembered body, if that was a real body, if that was an animal, if that was just a doll or something. I don't know. But regardless of the fact, Barry's like, "Are you fucking crazy?" And he's like, "Yeah, keep looking for your daughter, and that's what you're going to get in the bag." So basically, he taunts, Barry's just pissed off. He's ready to fly off the handle. And Daikon's like, "Oh, you want your daughter? She's in the van." So he goes to the van and Ruth is in there. And obviously she taunts him because here we go. She's obviously aware of the money that she left in Barry's room. And she wants the money in exchange for Callie. And I'm with Barry here. It's like, wait. You're saying you want that money for basically trade the money for your daughter. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's some messed up stuff. Look, I know Ruth and Barry are obviously not getting back together, but that's their child. And basically she's willing to give her up for ransom. That's kind of effed up. But in any case, like, look, it's not for me. It's for the Raku. And if you watch Ruthless, then you know for a fact that the cartel was laundering money through the compound, which remember that the Oval is ahead of the Ruthless timeline by a few days. So I'm very curious to see what's going on with that. If they discovered Lilo's dead yet, or if the cartel has shown up to the compound, because if so, that could explain why they need the money. Look, they need the money anyway, because they're always running low on funds. But I'm curious as to, this money possibly being a way that they pay off the cartel to be in their good graces, because if so, this could make Ruth look even better to the highest than she already does. So we're getting more and more of these crossover nods, and I'm looking forward to that. So basically, Ruth is going to be given instructions on what to do, where to meet with the money to get his daughter back. And it's weird because as soon as he turns around from the van, there's like a freaking mob. It's like what Catwoman say? It's like the Matrix rolled up on me, like the Matrix. It was like a horde of Raku members right there. I'm like, what the hell? And Barry's like, he's just looking like, and I'm not going to laugh at the guy because, 1 minute he's on fire. He's ready to fight Daikon and the other guy. He's ready to like yank Ruth out of the van. But as soon as he turns around to see like 20 members, he's like, okay. And they all get into the same van. Look, I'm not making a racist joke here, but this definitely reminds me as a kid, at Walmart, and there will always be that van. Wait, hang on. I'm about to say, wait, no, I'm sorry. I said racist for that. No. What am I talking about? When I was a kid and at the circus and I would see like a bunch of clowns getting out the same car. My bad. My mind just slipped. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. Yeah, but basically, yeah, like a clown car at the circus, like 20 different clowns come out. I was like, wait, how the hell did they fit in there? It basically was how the situation was with the Rakadushi member in that van. But from there, we go over to Hunter getting dressed because he's like, yeah, it's late. I need to go upstairs. You need to go home. And, once again, he notices the bruises and wonder what's wrong with Ellie, but she doesn't want to talk about it. And he gets dressed and leaves, and Alan is waiting in the hallway, and he confronts Hunter being the boyfriend. And, Hunter just berates him, is condescending, basically says, look, oh, okay, yeah, well, you're, I guess you're kind of cute to her standards, but you're dumb trying to confront me like this. And, if word about this gets out, then you're pretty much going to be erased from existence. And yeah, your girlfriend made it upgrade, so yeah, I doubt there's anything between you two anymore. Oh, you work for Donald? I should fire you right now, but no, I'll keep you around. I can see why. He wants you. Like, again, I don't really know what's going on there, but Ellie comes out and he tries to kiss her in front of Alan, but she ain't having it. And he's like, okay, well, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And Ellie's like, yeah, we don't need to talk about this. I don't want to talk about it. I think we need some time apart. You need to go to a hotel. And Alan's like, no, get away from me. So then we go over to Barry and Richard. Barry, is obviously, angry about what's going on. And Richard comes in and he basically talks about the whole situation about the Rakadushi encounter and that tomorrow they're going to meet up. The money that Ruth has upstairs for Callie. Richard's like, I want to go with you. No, I need to go alone. And Richard rightfully says, I don't want you doing anything crazy. No, don't worry, man. I'm going to do this. And then Nancy comes in. It's like, oh, wait, y'all two going on a date? It's like, no, I went out with Frida, from the White House. And then Barry, I got to admit, one of the strong points of season 2 has been Barry. Look, don't get me wrong. There have been a few asshole asshole moments of Barry throughout the season, but I will say that Barry has been coming across as a more level-headed and likable character in season 2. Again, he has had his moments, but I think we're seeing less of his ill-fated decision-making Barry moments in season 2 than compared to season 1. So he rightfully is like, look, you can't talk to me about Sharon if you two can't get it together. Dad, you're a great father. You shouldn't be doing this with that Frida. Mom, just tell Dad who the father of Picky is so we can get this together. Tomorrow I want to get my daughter back and I want to leave all this behind me. So basically it's like he wants to have the home in a good space to have Callie back there with him. And these two just need to make up. And yeah, I like how Bridget's like, oh, who are you talking to? And it's like, yeah, I guess you could say Barry was a bit semi-disrespectful, but he was also telling the truth because of the fact that he recognizes both of his parents are great. Nobody's perfect, but at the same time, you need to make peace because he knows, as well as Nancy does, that Richard, the guy he is now, isn't the guy he truly is, or the man he truly is. So Barry goes upstairs to go to sleep, and Nancy's asking if they can start all over. Richard is like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Like, I'll go to the funeral with you for Picky. I'll reactivate your credit cards. I'll do this and do that. And they kiss. I'm like, okay, this is great. So she's about to tell him, I can't do it. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Okay, you know what? Boom, that's a point. I can't know. Just Richard he said it multiple times before, but now we literally have even more confirmation. Richard is ready to squash this if she simply says who the father is. I'm like, what the hell? What the actual hell? All right. So, and then Richard's like, I ain't got nothing to say to you then. I'm like, I feel you, Richard. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you can call Richard petty and whatnot. Yeah, he has been acting pretty damn petty. I think the worst thing was putting Frida in the middle of all this, but thankfully she knew her self-worth and got the hell up from that dinner table when she could. But when it comes down to this situation, Nancy, no, just some bull crap. All right, so we go over to Hunter and Victoria, and Hunter sneaks into the room. I'm pretty sure he did the same move back in season 1 where he had finished up with Denise. And he sneaks into the bedroom to not wake her up. And then when he goes into the shower, she had broken glass on the floor. It's almost the same thing because, he comes into the room and, I think in season 1, the scene was even better because it had some like, some background music. But in this scene, he just goes into the bathroom. He gets undressed to take a shower. No glass this time. Victoria gets up, sneaks in there, grabs his pants, realizes the underwear is missing, calls down to the, I guess you could say like the clerk's desk or whatever, to ask if that little stupid girl's down there. Who? You know who I'm talking about. Oh, she's there? Keep her there. So basically from there, we go over to Laura, who wakes up and she tells Norm, her husband, to call the chief of staff, Donald, to tell him about Jean. And I'm like, man, I was kind of mad at him because he said he would call Priscilla the moment Laura, regained consciousness and whatnot. But apparently he didn't do that, which sucks. But yeah, he makes the phone call for her. We got Victoria, who sees Jason in the hallway because remember, after she found out that Ellie's still there, she was going down to the security checkpoint to bring her upstairs. So she steps out in the hallway. Jason's out there. And then Victoria's like, what are you doing away? Well, I don't sleep, Mom. It's like, so basically they exchange information briefly because he knows about Ellie and she knows about Ellie and Hunter, but it's also like, hey, but her boyfriend saw. How do you know that? Well, Mom, I'm a creeper, like you said. It's like, take your simple ass to bed. We take your simple ass to bed. Shut up. Freaking creep. Okay, so page 2 of the notes. See, look, we're almost like 15 minutes into the video. And I only went through 1 page of notes. There was a lot of stuff that went down. So Victoria goes downstairs and tells Alan to go home, but needs to see Ellie. And Jason watches as Ellie is brought into, his parents' bedroom. It's like, wait, what the hell is going on? I mean, just the look on his face. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was kind of a funny moment because Jason, kind of put a crack in his door. So I don't believe Ellie and Victoria saw him watching. But, the look on his face was like, what the hell is going on in there? I thought that was hilarious. So from there, Victoria just strips her dress off. And I'm like, holy shit. Look, I know we've seen Ellie without the dress on before, but like Victoria's like, oh, okay, I see why he's into you. Cute, your tone. I'm like, damn. So she tells Ellie to empty her bag, which she doesn't want to do. Hunter comes in as Victoria like just takes the bag and rips it off her shoulder, dumps it on the floor, and find his underwear in there. And Hunter's like, what's going on here? Wait, he's like, oh, she thinks she's smart. So basically, Hunter's like, you need to leave, because Ellie's like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm the captain now. I'm not looking at you, bitch. Okay, so she tries to grab her things, but Victoria's like, no. All of your little crap is staying here until we look through it to make sure there's no more evidence. So you can go home now. So she puts her dress back on and leaves. And as she goes into the hallway to leave, she notices Jason, door open. This dude is up here, I'm assuming naked and jacking off. She looks, and this woman, she just runs off. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Jason, get your creepy ass back in that room. like Victoria said, take your simple ass to bed. So we go over to Hunter and Victoria again, and she's like, man, this is too much. You need to stop messing with this girl. She was about to work a case against you. This is stupid. Hunter thinks that just because Victoria's mother is dead that they don't have to play this charade anymore, but he's reminded by her that, look, my dad's still alive, but he's like, oh, well, he's old and he's sick. But Victoria vouches for her parents, saying that, look, regardless as to whether or not you like them, they've been great allies, and think about the fact that you would be in prison right now if not for them covering up so many of your screw-ups. And it's like, look, I'm the president. I'm not going to prison. I think that was probably maybe Tyler writing in a nod to, former President Trump in regards to the fact that all of the various things that he was charged with, yet he was never impeached. He never went to jail. If that's true, bravo. Very good weaving of reality into the script. But Victoria's like, look. What you're going to do is tomorrow you're going to go to that cabinet meeting and make some recommendations. You ain't been doing nothing but having sex with these whores since you got in here. Agreed. It'll be great to see him actually do some damn work. All right. So then from there, she's also saying you need to fire Ellie, because as opposed to being angry and, shooting Ellie down while he has the chance to just fire her, he's more confused. Like, why would she do that? Stupid. She's trying to make a case against you, dumbass. So from there, we go over to Jake and Sam. They're at Greg's apartment. And apparently, Sam has been the fourth person from the White House at the scene of the crime. Because apparently there was someone from the Attorney General's office. And according to the information, Jake's like, yeah, the gun's on the floor over there. And it looks like a murder and suicide. He killed her and then he killed himself. And it's like, yeah, that's weird. Because Jake knows Sam is thinking something else is there, some like foul play. But it's like, well, do you think she was in some sort of abusive relationship? Not to my knowledge. Well, yeah, we got 17 calls and 9 reports on Greg from Gene about abuse. I'm like, oh, damn. Because, I know Jason told Priscilla it was obviously a lie that, yeah, Gail heard her and her boyfriend going back and forth on the phone and it got pretty violent. But, obviously as viewers, we thought Jason was just, making that up to draw suspicion off of him to Greg. But now it's like, damn, Greg, now I hate you. Well, you're dead now. You've been treating my girl that bad? Like, I know it's been like gossip around the White House and all that, it's not uncommon knowledge that Gene and Greg have had a rocky relationship, but I didn't know it was like straight up abusive. I just thought it was a matter of constant arguments and disagreements. But again, she made 17 calls to the police station and has filed 9 reports on him. I know he's an ex-con, but sheesh. But Sam wants to take a look at the records and, listen to the calls to see what's going on. And Jake's like, yeah, I cook it up for you. And then Sam's like, yeah, you do a better job keeping this scene on lockdown. Basically, don't let just anybody from the White House stroll up in here. So here's another reason this episode gets another, point and a half deducted. Did we really need to do a close-up on the not Gene corpse? Look, I let it slide when we first saw the body, when Greg rolled up in there and we saw the body on the bed, and then Priscilla rolled up in there and we saw Greg and the body on the bed. But we literally got a good shot, and this this actress, I knew it wasn't actually Jean, portraying the character, but this is an awful body double. Like, I let it slide before. Like I said, we didn't get an extreme close up. We just got we see like, the side of her face, her back and whatnot. And that was pretty much it. But we literally got a clear shot. And I know it's like, well, Jeremy, a corpse is going to be pale, but come on. We could have done without the shot. Not to mention, like I said before in my other video, if it was like, again, a murder and a suicide, wouldn't there be blood splatter? Like, I don't see any blood. I'm like, God damn. Okay, so let's go over to the next scene. I feel like I harped on that too much. So we go over to Donald, who gets the phone call from Laura about the situation, finding Jean's body in Jason's room. She wants Sam to come. Is like, hey, well, I'll call. I'll see if he's awake. If not, I'll send somebody else. But you just try to take care of yourself. And I'll get dressed and see what I can do too. So from there, and I'm thinking, again, she should have called Priscilla. Kyle actually is in bed with Dale. He gets a phone call from Donald. Kyle ain't having it, which I'm thinking is a very cool change of character, because we're used to him just, come on, I love you, lover. Come on, Kyle. No, it's like, oh, you're with your wife? Yeah. And it's like, Kyle, I'm not talking about that. I need to talk to you right now. No, who are you with? Don't worry about it. Oh, harder. Kyle! I just love how Donald snapped like that, and then we end the scene because Kyle hangs up. That was hilarious. Okay, so we go over to the cabin, and Max is having nightmares about Yuma. Bobby wakes him up to calm him down, and Max, just flips out and grabs his arm, like, hey, calm down. So he takes some more pills and drinks some beer, and Bobby takes it. It's like, look, I'm gonna take your gun too. Last thing I need is you waking up and blasting the place apart. And they hear a commotion outside, and they get into their places. Max sneaks out of the back with his gun. Bobby is at the front door of his gun. And then the one rat crew member, the one who was taunting Barry, he sticks his head in. And Bobby's like, hey, I wouldn't do that if I were you. He's like, hey, get on your knees. So he has the gun pointed at him and says, who else is here? No, it's just me. But then Max comes in and has the two members on the floor as well. Basically, hey, look, we used to be part of the Rakadushi. We just escaped. We're just trying to find, some shelter and some food. I need it for, just my baby. So, Bobby wants them to go. Max wants them to stay to get more information. So Bobby actually goes over to the kitchen area, gives them like a bag of groceries, and, they leave. Max is like, hey, get out of here. You better not come over here again. And Bobby's like, look, you need to know what's going on here. I know everything that goes on within a 15-mile radius of this spot right here. And I know who the Rakadushi are. He was telling the truth. I feel like that was a lie, but whatever. I mean, but look, we know they needed money for, hard times and everything. So they were probably literally getting that food and whatnot. Because remember, there was a group of them. In that van. So you think back to like episode 1 when Tally robbed the truck from the old couple, Dale's parents, because they need another ride to get back to the compound. They're like scavengers. They'll go here, they'll go there, grab what they need and get the hell out of there. So, excuse me, here's another part of the episode I didn't like. But also, just side note, this could be another nod to the Rakadushi again, more crossover stuff. But basically, Bobby is mad because Max is so paranoid. He's like, well, hey, that's how I'm still alive. And then Max is upset because Bobby's so calm. And again, I just feel like Tyler should not have made Bobby so dead set on being paranoid and worried about Lily, because the way he's acting now is a massive contradiction, because, Max is still ready to get revenge on Kyle. Bobby's like, no, his time's going to come. We need him alive. I'm like, bro, you rolled up on Donald with a gun pointed to the back of his head. You are the last person to try to tell Max to calm down. So Max is like, you know what? Hey, I'll take first watch. What, it's going to be like that? Yeah, if people sneaking up in front of the damn woods, I want to be on watch. You take second watch. Okay, good night. God. All right, so from there, we go over to Donald, who just walks into Kyle's bedroom. Dude, I gotta give Kyle points. That roll out of bed move he did to get the gun and point at Donald. Okay, Kyle, oh man, that was pretty cool. So basically, Donald is like, so who's this? Dale doesn't tell him who he is. Like, you need to go. No, you stay. No, you need to go. Dale's like, yeah, I think I want to go. It's like, no, meet me in the living room now. Because again, Kyle ain't having this shit. So basically, he said, look, I need you to go take care of Laura because she saw Jean's body in the White House and I'll take care of it in the morning. No, you need to go now. No, I will go in the morning. Well, you need to send him home. I'll send him home when you send your wife home. I mean, kick your wife out of the house because, again, he's still mad about the whole Lily situation. So, again, it's just funny. It's like, get out of here. Put some pep in your step. Go see your wife. Again, I thought that was just funny. So he goes to get dressed and, he goes back to his room. He sees Dale up and, like he's getting dressed to leave. Like, who's that? Don't worry about it. No, I'm leaving. No, stay. I don't want to be back. I don't want to be here by myself. I need to go out for a little bit and I'll be right back. And then he gets a little rough with Dale. It's like, hey, I want you here. It's like, okay, fine. I'll stay here. Okay, daddy. All right. So we go over to Jason calling Alan. Alan's chilling in his apartment. He gets a phone call from Jason. I'm thinking, first of all, how did Jason get the phone number? But then again, this is Jason we're talking about here. Hey, did you think about what I said? Jason, no. It's like, hey, Secret Service, I know where to keep their weapons. You could take both my parents out. Look, get out. No, he just hangs up. And I don't blame him. So Ellie gets back to their place. Long story short, because I thought there was going to be some fighting here, but no. He's like, I thought I told you to leave. I'm like, look, I don't know whose name is on the lease or the apartment, but I'd be damned if I was going anywhere. You sleeping with the president. Bitch, you go somewhere. So basically, she wants Alan to leave. She doesn't want to talk about the situation with the president, and she doesn't love him. Damn. So then we go over to the final scene where Kyle goes to check in on Laura at the hospital. Her husband isn't there. He must be somewhere else. So, well, thank God, because I didn't want to see both of them die for nothing. So Kyle's sitting by the bed and she talks about, oh, wait, are you okay? Because obviously his face is all bruised up and everything from Max. He's like, no, well, I should be asking you that. And she pretty much explains the situation about Jean. It's like, yeah, I saw her under the first son's bed in the White House. It's like, what? Kyle's like, oh, wow, okay. Well, you get better and we'll see what we can do. We'll get some more information. So he gets up. And he takes the pillow. She's like, what are you doing? I'm thanking you. And then he literally puts the pillow over her face, obviously to smother her to death. We know where that's going because when he walked in, he pulled the sheets back. So, yeah, bodies piling up left and right. This should have been the mid-season finale. I think this was a very strong episode, aside from the Nancy not telling Richard about the father, Bobby and Max once again having conflicting views on how to handle the Kyle and revenge situation. Basically, Bobby is the weak link here because of how he was acting a few episodes ago. The Jean body double, obviously not being Jean. They should not have done a close-up. But other than that, this was a very strong episode. I haven't gotten the trailer yet for next week. So once I do, I'll do a full trailer breakdown. For now, I just did the end credit trailer that we got at the end of the episode. But let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my score of an 8.5 out of 10? Do you think it's too high? Do you think it's too low? Wow, I'm very puzzled that damn Victoria's father is old and sick, so who knows how much time he has left too. But yeah, let's talk about things in the comments section, and that's pretty much it. If you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.